There are a lot of emotions when it's time to get back to school, but some excitement, some nerves, all kinds of stuff.
In today's Well-Being, which is sponsored by Pure Barre, we welcome Heather Arndt, co-owner of Red Door Pediatric. Thank you so much for being with us today.
Thanks for having me today.
It's our pleasure. So Heather, we want to get into back to school, the nerves that come with it. I think probably almost every kid has some sort of nerves, but when can we start to see it? Maybe it's more than just nerves.
Sure. I think expect them. I think expect some frazzled kids for the next couple of weeks, especially those kids that are having a major transition. So those kids that are going from preschool to full day kindergarten, those kids that are going from an elementary school that they're well established into a middle school, which is bigger, and you move classes and kind of that transitional time. I say feel the feelings and talk about them and prepare as best you can without sort of increasing anxiety about it. And then after about a 2-week mark, take a look at kind of what you're seeing at home and anything your teacher might be saying. A lot of kids that don't have a different diagnosis have sensory processing issues, which means they process sensory information differently. And they're going into an environment that might be brand new, where everything smells different. The lunchroom smells different. They might have to wear a uniform, or they got a bunch of back to school clothes and a backpack and that's not comfortable, or they're eating hot lunch and that's not really something that they're a fan of. They might be an extreme picky eater. If those things start to affect attention, organization, and behavior, which are 3 big priorities at school, then it's probably time to seek out additional opinions about if it's just sort of a bump in the road and kind of some of the anxieties about going back to school, or if there's something more going on and you should, seek out a professional for that.
And at that point, if you decide to seek a professional such as yourself at Red Door Pediatric, what kinds of things would you work on with the child to kind of help them overcome those sensory processing issues?
Yeah, typically that's an occupational therapy referral, and they work on a host of all of that stuff depending on what it is. The goal is that daily life, be it at school or at home, shouldn't be that hard. So if it's really impactful of daily life, we all have our sensory quirks. Mine is Glade plug-in air fresheners. If you had one, I would hunt it down and unplug it.
Really?
And not be apologetic at all. I can't tolerate them. We all have our things. We all have our things where we maybe bounce our leg, or we don't like itchy clothes, or we all have our things, but it doesn't impact kind of our daily life and our ability to go on and be successful in lots of different environments. If it gets to that point where the teacher's saying, hey, he keeps falling out of his chair, or hey, we're crying a lot because the toilet is so loud and that is terrifying for him, that's different. That's something to kind of take a look at. And so it kind of depends on how it presents itself. And our occupational therapy staff is fantastic at kind of cracking that code and then figuring out the best way to kind of get into it and move past it so that it's no longer an issue.
So what kind of treatments are there when you have a kid that maybe has a sensory processing issue?
Some of it is exposure. Some of it is, if you're an extreme picky eater, it is introducing new foods that are maybe on the no list in a way that parents don't have time or energy for, smelling them and touching them and feeling them and moving them around and cutting them up in different ways. Not everybody at mealtime has the time or the patience to do that. And then finally, maybe trying them, just putting them in your mouth and spitting them back out. So until, you're successfully eating those. Also tolerating denim instead of sweatpants. A lot of kids in terms of athleisure have lived in sort of sweatpants and leggings and things like that for much of their life, and then their mom's like, wait, it's time, now we have a concert and you have to wear these black jeans. And they're like, whoa, And so if it's a one-off, that's no big deal, but if it's an intolerance to textures, then that's something that we kind of go after by just introducing it a little at a time in a way that feels safe and good for the kid, but also moves forward on introducing new things to kind of broaden that environment a little bit.
Yeah.
Do you have a final piece of advice for any parents or grandparents watching right now about just how to make their kids feel okay about the start of school so they get rid of those jitters?
I would consider yourself a partner with their teacher. So if their teacher says, hey, we had a dicey first 2 weeks, but we are doing great now, take that to heart. If they say, hey, we're kind of after 2 weeks of getting, acclimated, struggling with some things. It's not that they don't like your kid. It's not that they're impatient or kind of have them on a list that they've noticed things. They are trying to help you as much as they are trying to help themselves in their classroom setting. And so really go into the year as a partner with the teacher, and also expect a little bit of transitional difficulty and roll with it for a little while.
Great advice. Thank you so much, Heather,
You're
for
welcome.
being with
Thank you.
us.
You're welcome.
And this has been Wellbeing, which is sponsored by Pure Barre.
And for more information, make sure you go to reddoorpediatric.com.